Manchester United bombshell transfer that could change and bring glory back to Old Trafford. Hey football fans, welcome back to United News. Big transfer updates today. Manchester United is in the headlines once again as they're making waves in the summer transfer window. Man Utd's new 11 with 7 signings should Ruben Amorim agree with Paul Scholes' plea. After Paul Scholes said Manchester United need up to 7 new signings this summer, here's how Ruben Amorim's side could look if his advice is followed. Paul Scholes says Manchester United need as many as 7 new signings this summer. Manchester United's season remains in chaos, with Erik ten Hag's tenure turning sour and Ruben Amorim potentially regretting his decision to leave Sporting CP. The squad is riddled with underperforming stars on hefty wages, presenting a daunting challenge for the Portuguese boss. Former United midfielder Paul Scholes has been vocal about the team's deficiencies, suggesting that the club may not up to 7 signings this summer. Speaking on the Overlaps fan debate, he said, "I think a new goalkeeper is needed, possibly 2 center-halves, 2 center midfield players and 2 center forwards. Due to PSR rules, United face an uphill battle to overhaul their squad as Scholes recommends, unless they can balance the books with player sales. If Amorim does manage to implement such sweeping changes, we could see a very different United lineup next season." Goalkeeper. Andre Onana makes too many errors to be regarded as a top-class keeper and could be replaced this summer. Porto's Diogo Costa could be a target, with the 25-year-old, who has also been linked with Manchester City, revealing his admiration for the Red Devils earlier this season. Before Porto's Europa League clash at Old Trafford, Costa said, "For me, United are the biggest team in England, a special club and one I have admired since I was a kid." Defense. In terms of defenders, United lack quality, not quantity. They could go for Bournemouth's standout Dutch centre-back Dean Huijsen, 19, and RB Leipzig's Castello Lukiba, 22. The pair could potentially play alongside Lenny Yoro, 19, in a very young back three. Diogo Costa saving a penalty at Euro 2024. Midfield. United are crying out for a create spark and energy in midfield. Amongst potential targets, Newcastle's Bruno Guimaraes stands out, especially after impressing during his team's 2-0 triumph at Old Trafford in December. Securing his services would be ambitious, and perhaps unlikely, but could prove transformative for United's squad. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe has acknowledged that every player has their price nowadays as clubs grapple to stay within financial rules. A more realistic signing for United could be Wolves' standout midfielder João Gomes, 24, who has been on United's radar for some time. Mick Brown, a former United scout, told Football Insider in January, "United and Liverpool have been keeping tabs on him. Both have had scouts at Wolves games, so they'll be well aware of what he can bring to the team. João Gomes has impressed for Wolves and Brazil." Tech. Amorim is clearly not convinced by the strikers he inherited at United, as evidenced by his recent deployment of Kobbie Mainoo as a makeshift false nine. Barcelona's Dani Olmo might become available in the coming summer. The 26-year-old only arrived from RB Leipzig in August but has been entangled in a registration saga. Due to La Liga salary cap rules, Barcelona could only register him for the first half of the season. Last month, he was permitted to play on but only under precautionary measure. The situation remains complex, and it's not out of the question that Olmo could switch from one dysfunctional club to another this summer. Accommodating Olmo and Bruno Fernandes on the same team might necessitate Amad taking up a right wing-back role, with recent recruit Patrick Dorgu on the opposite side. Dani Olmo has been at the center of a registration issue. As for striking options, Victor Gyökeres would be an ideal signing due to his relationship with Amorim. He won't come cheap, but if funds permit, Gyökeres could be heading to Old Trafford. More feasible alternatives include Ipswich Town's Liam Delap or RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, who is also on Arsenal's radar. A potential United lineup with 7 new additions, 3-4-3, could look like Costa, Yoro, Huijsen, Lukiba, Amad, Gomez, Guimaraes, Dorgu, Fernandes, Olmo, Gyökeres. Cristiano Ronaldo very welcome, back at Man United after intriguing Manchester airport trip. Manchester United icon Cristiano Ronaldo set tongues wagging when his private jet was seen at Manchester Airport on Friday, just days after the striker played for Al Nassr. Cristiano Ronaldo currently plays for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Cristiano Ronaldo's private plane made an unexpected stop at Manchester on Friday, but whether or not the Portuguese superstar will do the same anytime soon is unclear. Ronaldo, 40, is still revered around those parts following his 2 stints at Manchester United. The second, albeit short, was a reminder of just how popular a figure he remains at United, although his fallout with Erik ten Hag did tarnish said spell. These days, Ronaldo plies his trade in Saudi Arabia with Al Nassr, and the fact that they play again on Monday perhaps makes it unlikely that the multi-time Ballon d'Or winner was on board the jet that touched down in Manchester Airport. But he would be welcomed back to Manchester with open arms, according to another United goal machine in Teddy Sheringham. Cristiano Ronaldo would be very welcome back at Manchester United under Ruben Amorim, Sheringham told Flash Score back in November, before stressing that such a move would still, perhaps, be pretty unlikely. But he is on to bigger and better things. I think that Ronaldo will follow in the path of David Beckham in doing things away from coaching, higher profile things around the world. He went on to elaborate that he doesn't see Ronaldo going down the coaching route, adding, "I'm sure he'd be very, very welcome in any capacity coming back to the club, but I doubt that he'll be a coach." Ronaldo's private jet was seen at Manchester Airport on Friday. Manchester Airport. While a third stint at Old Trafford seems unlikely, Ronaldo doesn't seem to have plans to call it a day anytime soon despite recently turning 40. He has already hinted, though, that Sheringham is right when it comes to him snubbing a future in coaching. Speaking on his YouTube channel previously, Ronaldo said, "For me, it will be difficult one day to be a coach because I don't have passion for this generation. It's difficult, especially in football, because they don't take advice from our experience. They think they know everything. They think the phones will give you a good education, the TikTok, the Instagram. I have other things to worry about. Another chapter of my life that is a business part that I'm excited about. It will be a challenge for me to learn other areas. I don't know, be more involved in my business. And I think I will be good." Man United line up 2 Portuguese signings with Club. Already convinced they're getting a world beater. FC Porto attacker Rodrigo Moura. Manchester United are showing strong interest in signing an FC Porto star who club chiefs believe is destined to become a leading player in world football. And he's not the only Portuguese talent United hope to land. Under the Ineos regime, Man United have drastically altered their transfer strategy. All of the club's first-team signings last summer were aged 26 or under at the time of their arrivals. The club's only major signing in the winter window, Patrick Dorgu, is just 20 years of age. United have also made a concerted effort to bolster their academy, with teenage starlets Cheeto Obi Martin, Seko Kone, Diego Leon and Aiden Heaven all signed in the Ineos era. And according to a fresh update from Caught Offside, Man United hope to add a highly rated Portuguese talent to their ranks. It's claimed Man United along with Arsenal are showing the strongest interest in FC Porto attacker Rodrigo Moura. Despite being 17 years old, Moura is already featuring regularly for Porto and making meaningful contributions too. Indeed, the attacking midfielder has bagged 3 goals and 3 assists in 12 league matches this season. Moura is also on the radars of Real Madrid, PSG and Aston Villa, but it's Man United and Arsenal who front the queue at present. If brought to Old Trafford, he could eventually line up in one of the 2 number 10 spots behind the striker in Ruben Amorim's customary 3-4-2-1 formation. United scouts have filed glowing reports on Moura and per Caught Offside. Club chiefs are already convinced that the Portuguese wonderkid is destined to become a leading player in world football. Moura's deal with Porto contains a release clause worth roughly £55 million. It was not made clear whether Man United would attempt to sign the player for a smaller fee if they do act on their interest. Though what is clear is Moura isn't the only Portuguese sensation United aim to sign. Double raid on Portugal's elite. According to a report from Ebola last month, Man United have already moved to reunite Amorim with Giovanni Quenda. The 17-year-old is already a regular starter at Sporting CP and played primarily at right wing-back during Amorim's final months in Lisbon. The report's headline read, "Manchester United have already grabbed Quenda for the summer. That was quickly doubled down upon in the copy, with Ebola adding, Manchester United have already snapped up Giovanni Quenda, not in this winter transfer window, but for the summer, a transfer that, according to Ebola, is assured, with the 17-year-old winger joining the Red Devils from 2025/2026. Trusted reporter David Ornstein quickly added his take on the situation, confirming Man United have explored a move for Quenda. However, Ornstein stopped well short of declaring Man United already had a deal in place like Ebola claimed. On the subject of cost, Ornstein revealed a €40m/£33.3m bid should be enough to seal a deal with Sporting. Chido Obi chances of making Man United first-team debut against Spurs. Wonderkid could break out. Ruben Amorim is facing a new injury crisis ahead of Manchester United's trip to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday. Over the past week, Ruben Amorim was finally given the chance to do what he has been waiting for over the past 3 months. Amorim has had 9 days between games, which has allowed Manchester United to spend plenty of time on the training ground, something which has been scarce since Amorim took charge. Having been appointed before the busiest period of the season, Amorim had barely any time with his team in the opening 2 months of his reign. Manchester United. This in theory should mean on Sunday against Tottenham, we see the best version of United since Ineos made the managerial change. However, speaking to the press on Friday, Amorim suggested that his week of training had not exactly gone to plan. Chido Obi in consideration to face Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United's squad has been almost at full strength lately with only a few players out injured. So with a week of work on the training ground, we would have expected United in a better situation after this period, but Amorim has suggested this won't be the case. In his pre-Spurs press conference, Amorim spoke about injuries and admitted a couple of players had knocks which left their involvement on Sunday uncertain. Due to this, Amorim explained that youngsters had been drafted into first-team training, including Chido Obi. Obi is fresh off scoring an FA Youth Cup hat-trick, and now, according to Academy Scoop, his week could get even better. The reliable United Academy News account claimed that the 17-year-old is in line for senior involvement this weekend against Spurs. This would be the first time Obi got the chance to step up, and it would be incredibly interesting to see how his game translates to senior football. Considering Amorim has had a good look at Obi, if he is called to the squad it must be for good reason. Is Chido Obi ready for Manchester United debut? The ability of the Dane is clear, with Rio Ferdinand previously labeling Obi a big talent. However, at just 17, stepping up is not something we should expect. Rather, the coaches will know when it is right. The goal record of Obi is hard to look beyond, but over the past few weeks, it is his all-round game which has been coming on leaps and bounds. Obi has been consistently linking up play, holding the ball up, and also contributing defensively with his press leading from the front. Adam Lawrence praised Obi for this during the 5-1 win over Chelsea. It is incredibly hard to determine if Obi is ready, with the struggles offensively in the United first team likely to make his integration more difficult. However, the teenager also looks more rounded than either of United's senior strikers, and so Amorim may have reached the point of just assuming Obi could be no worse. If Obi does debut, it's vital fans don't overreact either way, if he scores or doesn't score. Stay tuned as we break down all the latest rumors and what they mean for United's future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for all the freshest updates on your favorite club.